STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
Let me tell you guys something interesting right now, okay? There is something called the Bitcoin dominance. And this Bitcoin dominance was something that people who believed in something like Ethereum thought Ethereum was going to flip Bitcoin.
The flipping in is what they called it.
Once upon a time, Abby. It is interesting. I've not heard anything about this flipping anymore. In fact, we're in a place that is much more sinister than many years ago. Crypto space was sort of innocent. However, we've seen the destruction, the wreckage that is happening in the crypto space right now. And I have to say that there is one thing that keeps standing out of it. The beacon, if you will. And that is Bitcoin and its dominance.
There's only one best.
Right?
There's only one. There's no second best.
Exactly. Why do I say this? Because when the rest of the crypto world is getting wrecked, it seems that Bitcoin becomes the safe haven. People move back into Bitcoin, despite the fact that Bitcoin is also falling with the rest of these cryptocurrencies. I think we all need to ask ourselves, why do people do that? Most recently, I read this one article, and this is proceedings on the, what did they call this one? One of those exchanges that went down.
Oh, Block
Celsius,
yeah.
Right? During some of the Celsius proceedings, and as they tried to come to a resolution as to how they would move the company forward.
Yeah.
Right? One of the decisions they've come to is that they're going to get rid of all of these coins, consolidate it into Bitcoin.
All the customers' coin.
Right?
If you ever want to get your money back.
Exactly.
The solution was, let's just go buy Bitcoin.
Why did they go that route? That is a serious question you need to ask yourself and find the answer for yourself. Yeah. Because you must all come to the realization that there are some things that you cannot get around. It is as real as water. You cannot say you're not going to drink water because you're going to be thirsty, right?
You're going to die.
It's as real as that. Now, I think this is now further confirmed by some recent developments which we see here from Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor has also said he sees this future where Bitcoin is his exclusive asset. It sounds to me that he's confirming that this Bitcoin dominance is going to be coming back and is going to be coming back strong.
Yep.
Before we go into this video, which we're going to be watching here, I want to add one more thing. The halving is coming next year.
2024.
What happens after the halving?
Well, let's just say that the complexity of the creation of Bitcoin
increases
gets harder. And the amount of Bitcoin that gets released once the complexity is resolved also gets reduced exponentially.
Now,
so the amount of Bitcoin available goes down.
It goes down.
For those of you guys that did economics, when something becomes rare, scarcity, it gets more expensive.
It becomes more valuable.
Boom, boom, boom.
Listen, one other thing that happens with it, okay, you can go back and look at the chart, is the massive run-up in price action. I've told you guys this on this show before. I want to see Bitcoin succeed, but I also want to make money. I don't want Bitcoin to succeed and I'm still poor. That does nothing for me. You should all be honest with yourselves, okay? I don't think you want to live in poverty for the sake of Bitcoin. In fact, I don't think you want to live in poverty, period, which is why it's even more important for you to be looking at Bitcoin and understanding it. Because the fiat system as it is sending you right into poverty.
Which is why we're showing you this video today.
Financial slavery is knocking on your door. Are you going to open the door or not?
Constantly, without you even knowing. The fact that you wake up is an expense.
So here is something Michael Saylor said, and I think it's interesting. So we'll push this, and we'll come back.
And this is from Bitcoin Prague. It's actually, that was
this is
week.
Bitcoin Prague, right?
Prague, yeah.
There we go.
Well, you've got Tesla, you've got Apple, you've got Google, you've got Amazon, you've got the internet, you've got the telephone. So technology has shifted the balance of power from gold to equity. Government policy shifting the balance of power. Look at bonds. Bonds are driven very heavily by government policy. Real estate driven very heavily by government policy because government policy controls capital and cost of debt, and that drives real estate. And of course, there's money over here. So, most important point is the government is changing this field. Technology is changing this field, and you can work as hard as you want.
I would like to take a moment to explain something there really quickly.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, I don't do politics. I don't want to talk politics."
Yeah.
Do you see how big that politics and government policy impacts everything?
It's impacting everything in your world.
Real estate, bonds, heavily. Notice they did not say...
And the money that is not even invested in any of those things, just sitting in your account as well.
They didn't say currency.
Yeah.
They said money. You know what money is? Your energy, your work that you worked for. It's stored in money. Yeah. So government policy impacts your hard work. No matter how hard or smart you think you're working. Politics, governance impacts your ability to store or even have access or hold it. So next time you say you don't want to get involved in politics, now you know. See how big the market is.
Well, you don't have to get involved in it, but just know that it's involved in your life. And there's nothing, And I think the best way to handle that situation is to manage it instead of ignoring it. But what do I know, right?
Keep watching.
Let's press on.
By government policy. Real estate driven very heavily by government policy because government policy controls capital and cost of debt, and that drives real estate. And of course, there's money over here. So, most important point is the government is changing this field. Technology is changing this field, and you can work as hard as you want, but you're going to have to take into account government policy and technology if you want to actually survive in this world.
Yeah. You can work as hard as you want, but that is not what is going to determine your success. Hard work is just it's an idea now. It's not really a reality.
Like it was back in the day.
Exactly. You must take into account government policy. You must take into account the fact that there are people who can violate and rob your wealth with or without your consent. They are your gods. They are our gods, apparently, as it is now.
Jerome Powell.
Right?
Federal Reserve.
So you might think you're doing great, and then Jerome Powell comes out. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? How does that make you feel?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. I don't know why it's not making you feel horrible, and why you're not trying to figure out the solution.
Yeah. The American dream, man, has always been that if you work hard, right, you're consistent, you're diligent, you should be able to afford a lifestyle for yourself. Freedom of, it goes from religion, speech, right? Freedom to express yourself as you feel, the freedom to be great, the freedom to be successful. It does not seem that's the case at this point in time.
Not anymore.
You will only be successful if they determine that you are worthy of being successful. You will only be successful if they think that your ESG levels or your emission levels, if you will, right? If your compliance to ESG is up to their standard. You will only be successful if you are saying the things that they want
you to say.
Right? It is absolutely asinine, and we need to break out of this situation. This is why, for one, we cannot allow people like Blackrock to be the only ones having an ETF. I believe Michael Saylor is trying to get an ETF as well.
There's rumors that Michael Saylor is working either on the trusts or a Bitcoin ETF, a possible counter to Blackrock's, I would like to call it attack on the technology.
Pending attack, right, for the future. We've seen multiple times when this guy is engaged in this thing, something crazy is coming.
Yep.
I think they'd like to see Bitcoin go to zero.
That's the objective.
We are here for it.
They've used the government through the SEC and the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, to try to kill Bitcoin. And as you can see, the price action has come down. They've tried Grayscale. Grayscale have done its impact. But with an institution like BlackRock coming into the space, you should ask yourself the question, is BlackRock in it for the innovation, or is BlackRock in it to join the systemic destruction of a technology that is here to liberate you from the constant enslavement of the terrible governance that we have from the government and from the institutional powers that control everything.
Worth asking yourself, that's for sure, right? Now, as we move on into the future, right, I think when Sailor says something like you have to take these things into consideration, right? What are some ways that you think people can skip around this? Because it seems to me that the only way to be in that position where you sort of eliminate this external factor that has an impact on your success is to be on a standard that cannot be manipulated, right, by these people. Which in this case is Bitcoin. At this point in time, if you think that people are talking about Bitcoin to shoot Bitcoin, well, we award you no points, sir. Right? And may God bless your soul. Because I think I heard that from a movie somewhere. Right? May God have mercy on your soul. Because to me, it seems that if BlackRock is pushing, right, to get this Bitcoin ETF,
access and control,
right, it is the same thing. Your success will not be there unless they determine so on that Bitcoin ETF.
They've said it.
Right? So it would make sense to be on a currency or at least an asset that is decentralized, right? Not controllable by the government.
They can impact the price action, but the technology itself.
Yeah, they can't censor your payments, right? So I think that it is something to definitely be considering, to just keep it very simple. This is about censorship alone and, of course, control of your own wealth. We don't need to list all the things that Bitcoin can do, but I think we can point out the specific application in this scenario, right?
The government can seize your real estate.
Oh, they can.
Historically, they've seized gold.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Heart, we all know what's going on in that space.
Man, don't burn your head down in a heartbeat.
Sure. Heart only gets expensive when a certain group of people say the value of their heart is going up.
Absolutely.
The one currency, the one investment, the one technology, list goes on, that is not centrally controlled, could be centrally impacted, but not controlled, that we know of, is Bitcoin. Even Tesla is pumping right now, but all it takes is for some serious trashing by the markets.
Yeah, some fraud.
And it's back down.
Yeah, it's taking a lot more to shake down this Bitcoin thing. We are here for it, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody can predict the future. No one has lived in the Bitcoin economy before, but we're all experiencing it as one. And we'll definitely keep sharing our takes and our how would you say, our point of view, right? And some of our ideas on how we can better enhance our state of existence, if you will, through the use of Bitcoin.
I will say something though.
Where is that?
It's a good question. It's a good comment and question that you kind of indirectly asked.
Yeah.
Someone out there watching us will probably say, so how then do I use Bitcoin? Ask yourself. Your bonds is somewhat manipulated by the government.
Yeah.
Thanks to a non-federal authority, but they are called the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Right? That is another abuse of power. Your real estate, again, is being impacted by governance policies, increasing interest rates, indirectly as well. When you have a Bitcoin standard, it's on a public blockchain. There is no authority, no central power that says the value of your assets is going to be X amounts. Literally, it's simple economics, demand and supply, right? The scarcity of the assets.
Yeah.
Right, it's actually deflationary, which is what technology should be doing, right? As technology gets better, the price of goods and services should go down.
Yeah, technology makes things more efficient.
Yeah, and Bitcoin is not based on a debt-based system. The Bible says it. If you are a slave to
you're a slave to the money.
Yeah. So.
You're a slave to the master.
To the master, right?
Because
the
debt.
master, exactly.
You're in debt, you're a slave to the master.
So the current system, we all know it. There's no need for us to explain that all over again.
Yeah.
Is based on debt. And American continues to increase its debt. They don't plan on paying it back. The Bitcoin standard forces us.
They plan on you paying it back. Because apparently from the moment you're born, you're already $92,000 in debt.
Yep.
Through taxes, they say they're going to be paying this thing. So please, I really urge everyone, right, to engage in some personal studies.
Yep.
Make it your personal mission to understand Bitcoin. Even if you still don't want to get into it, make it your mission to understand this thing that you don't want and why you don't want it. Right.
Yep.
Any final thoughts before we close this one out, sir? Going long.
They always say the list of countries that are super interested in Bitcoin: Argentina, Nigeria, all the countries that are already feeling the impact.
Yeah.
Don't wait till we become a Nigeria or an Argentina country.
Absolutely.
Take action now.
Buy that Bitcoin, move it off the exchange,
Yep.
self-custody it. Do not use Ledger.
Not financial advice.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you found this video helpful. Let us know down in the comments, what are your thoughts? What are your strategies for getting around the fact that your success is dependent on the elites determining if you are fit for success? Until next time, please subscribe to our channel, STAKK. It really means a lot.
Yes, sir.
We love it when we hear from you. It gives us the fuel to keep going. It is a beautiful thing. We are also on Twitter, STAKKFin. When it comes to Facebook and Instagram, well, we really don't care. And then, of course, we're also on STAKK. We're STAKK as well on Spotify. All right. So, until next time, drink water, buy Bitcoin, move it to self-custody, not financial advice again. And until next time, brazen out. You're supposed to say double.
Champions. I was enjoying the sound.
He was zoned out. All right. Peace.